Hello. Are you ready for a spooky adventure? I'm not. I'm a massive chicken when it comes to spooky things. In this vlog, that is what I'm gonna do, because obviously we have a spooky TBR, and a spooky TBR we shall have. First read, The Last House on Needless Street. I came into this very blind, and I am not very far, but I would say I'm probably like 30 pages in. And so far it seems to be following this man. He lives with a cat and a daughter who visits, ? It's all very suspicious. It is all written in a very suspicious manner. You're not a reliable narrator, let alone another perspective so far has been a cat that's religious and also speaks, so you know, the narrative is definitely interesting. It's a little bit confusing in places, so I'm not sure how I'm gonna feel. It's definitely got an eerie feel to it. It's not scary per se, but this one is supposed to be like a shocking twist, I think. Is that what we were going for? I can't remember quite now. But it is supposed to be a horror book. So we're starting with that, and hopefully we get some other autumnal things that we can do. Welcome to the spooky video. I am here. I think not quite middle yet. It's really good. I was very worried at the beginning because I was like, oh, we do not need any more stigmatization. But I have some trust in this author I've never read from before. I have no idea who they are. But I have some trust. It's very intriguing. I am fully hooked, even though I still don't know what's going on, but I have so many wild theories. None of them make sense, but all of them seem possible, and I like that about it. I know this is supposed to be known, because I got some DMs, and obviously Cody picked it for that reason, that the plot twist is super unpredictable. So for that reason as well, I am just really excited to continue with it, and I could possibly even finish it tonight. I'm not sure, but if not, then soon. So far it's going really well. Good start to the TBR. I just filmed the video of the recent reads. At some point during this weekend though, we also want to go and make that cat sticker that I have a reality, hopefully. So that's gonna be very fun, but I'm gonna do the work first, I guess. Hello. So, I finished The Last House on Needless Street. I think it's a very interesting one. The intrigue is gonna score so highly. I've not ran it through Copile yet, but I already can tell you the intrigue is gonna be very high. I always wanted to go back. I was always intrigued to see what's gonna happen, and I'm just so proud of myself for like no reason. This is like, you know, it doesn't matter to anyone. I predicted what's gonna happen. Like, I predicted the reveal, and I'm so proud of myself. I don't even read that many thrillers, so I'm just very proud of myself because this one's supposed to be like difficult, but I think the author also definitely, like, there were, I think, maybe 2 key points where I got the idea from, and I think it was done pretty well. There were some mini plot twists that I didn't necessarily see coming. I obviously can't say though, but I had a very good time with it, if that's an okay thing to say, because obviously everything that happens here is extremely traumatic and very unfortunate, and I think it was handled well, but I'm also not like someone who can confirm or deny that. It was very gripping. It was very interesting to read, and I don't know if I'm like super satisfied with like what actually happened with the missing girl. Like, that part just seems a bit cheeky, and the whole thing obviously is set up to mislead you a little bit, one sense of the way. Again, I really can't speak to you without like spoiling massive parts, but I predict it's gonna be like probably 4 stars. I don't know if it's gonna be quite 5, but it could be. I guess I'll come back to you when I do that. There was still like an hour or so after that little victory dance with a knife. I was making a salad that I still had to read, so But I'm finished with that now, and I think I'm gonna do this next. This is called Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke. Do have an audiobook because I do have something physically to do. I'm gonna continue packing Patreon mail because I want to get that all sorted throughout the weekend, ship it on Monday, and then do a shop release also maybe on Monday, so I can focus then on those orders because I don't want to do it before. I don't like things stacking up. Anyway, 2 people who meet online, and that's about all I know. And they're supposed to be quite like, what the fuck-ish. So I guess I will get back to you on that. I am kind of like on a slight roll with my TBR so far. So I think I'm gonna try and read that today, and even maybe start reading something else. This I think took me only a couple of days to read, which is really nice. I'm in a good mood with my books. I really also like the sun just got here. I can't see. So I've read Things Have Gotten Worse Since we last spoke. I always say this wrong. And you know how I normally say like, oh, definitely look up content warnings if you need to. I'm just gonna name a couple here because I feel like this one more so than any other, maybe not any other, but definitely the majority. I just really want you to be aware. So the main ones in my eyes is obviously manipulation, abuse, animal cruelty, animal deaths. So it's definitely like a shock value type of story. How do I say this? I don't get, like when I'm reading things, I don't get to feel shocked or any certain way strongly. Often. So I do kind of seek out those things, and it's always interesting. It's like, okay, how far can you push me? And it's not usually that far, and I don't think that this is any... Like, it was definitely a what the fuck moment, and I can definitely see why this was actually suggestion for that particular prompt, because it's definitely gross. Mission accomplished. Do you think where it falls a little bit short is the writing style? Because people were so unbelievable. Like, I understood their actions and why they happened. So if you can hear Logan in the background, he's taking the trash out. But you forgot the biggest piece of trash, me. The way they spoke from the very beginning, it really didn't sound natural. Or maybe more so a little bit later on. Hello. When they went by that kind of official, polite stage, I really thought they would be talking a bit differently, but sometimes it was also kind of lacking consistency, so it was interesting, but I definitely think that kind of took me out of it a little bit. I'm gonna use the word interesting. It came out as 3.5. I think atmosphere was probably the highest. I did have a very decent intrigue as well. Like, I read it all yesterday, so I'm just updating you now. The story is about 2 women who meet online, and one is very into controlling relationships, which is, consent was made, so it's fine. But it's a financial one as well, which I know is a bit... But anyway, it's about manipulation, and it's about how people want to be manipulated when most of their lives they don't meet anyone who's nice to them, and once they do, they just want everything and anything from that person because that fills the gap that they have inside of them. And then also the power hungry who just thrive off that. And then how all that escalated, I will leave it for you to figure out if you do pick this up. But again, serious content warnings on this one if you are sensitive to any of those. Yeah, I wouldn't call this a love story. Anyway, I am going to continue with The Hollow Places. That's my next read. And we're gonna go touch grass a little bit. So I'm gonna take you with us. Yeah, let's go. some spooky gravestones. Our idea of a date. It was extremely windy actually, but it was a very, very lovely walk. We wanted to get this like amazing pizza that's nearby there. It was one of the reasons we wanted to go there, but we didn't realize it doesn't actually open until 4 and we had things to do, so we went back. We had a cat photo shoot, which was a time. Don't worry, we gave them treats continuously and it only lasted like 3 minutes in total. The preparation was a little bit longer somehow knowing where to cut out like ears and eyes is harder than you think. The eyes didn't work out, so we just got a whole thing, but this is a very wholesome, very cute photo shoot, and I'm actually surprised that we had some decent shots because it was just beyond chaotic. Everything had to happen very quickly. We listened to a lot of the Hollow Places during the little road trip, and we finished it at the, I say we because Logan just kind of joined me in the like last third of the book. Finished it when we got back, and I think it's extremely atmospheric. I don't know if this is the popular opinion, but I actually prefer the first half, I think. I will say that it's definitely memorable because I did not feel the need to restart it. I was halfway through, picked this up, maybe a little bit less, because I went a couple of chapters back just to refresh. But when I started reading it from the very beginning, I realized that it genuinely stayed in my mind very clearly, which is, first of all, very impressive. My memory is not the best, and normally I forget things about books a lot, but I think because only a couple of things happened and it was mainly vibes, I really could remember a lot of this. So I think it got a little bit convoluted at the end. It was a bit of like same old, but it was a good time. At no point was I, wanting to put it down. I really appreciated the humor in this book, even though it is technically horror, and there are definitely some horrific, mainly like body gore bits, and there's a lot of animal stuff. I can't remember there being a lot of like cruelty, but just like animals were there. But the humor and people were actually really believable. Like, it was the opposite of what I had with the other book, The Things Have Gotten Worse Since Last We Spoke, where I felt like the shortcoming of that one was that people didn't feel real to me, like, and it wasn't even because of how fucked up they were. That bit actually was the realest part about them. Like, I can understand how we got there, not relate, mind you, understand, but the way they spoke was very unnatural to me, and this was the opposite. I do still think that the Things Have Gotten Worse Since Last We Spoke is great. It's gonna stay in my mind, I think, for a little while at least, and it's good for this season, and it was very, very close to 4 stars. It just didn't quite get there. I feel like there was something missing. We peaked at the middle, and then after that, I don't know if we needed to have that second half. Like, it was just more of the same to me. So I think it's gonna be either a very strong 3 or a lower 4 stars. So still a good read. I enjoyed it. The writing style was really, really good, which is interesting because I tried to read Nettle and Bone. Granted, I didn't try it for long, so I probably should give it another go because I really enjoyed the writing style. Like, and those humorous bits really brought stuff to life to me, and I remember putting that away. Granted, it was way, way, way back in like a manuscript form, so I don't know if I should pick it back up or if it's a completely different vibe. If you've read both, let me know if that kind of humor follows in that book, because if it does, I'm very up for that. And I've already started on another one. This is like the most productive I've been with my reading in a very long time, but I've started on The Furies, which is my 4th book then, I guess, of October, which amazing since I've just started a couple of days ago. The Furies, this one is interesting because the Goodreads overall rating is extremely low for Goodreads. It's like 3 point, I don't know, not much. And was recommended. It was Becca's pick. Intrigued. I don't know why it's rated low. and I didn't look, and I don't know if I want to. I don't think so. I think I'm going to go and experience it myself and see what's up. This is a dark academia book, which you couldn't tell probably from the cover. But so far, I'm here. So like 60 pages in. Yeah, like 60 pages in. So not a hell of a lot in there, but I've started. So far, it's about a girl who gets into a car accident and loses her father and her sister, but doesn't really feel it much. So we already have some concerns about either emotional well-being. There's something happening. I don't know if it's a trauma response or if it's a personality thing. So I guess we'll see. Someone who caused, I believe, like it was maybe like a company truck that caused the accident. They won like a big settlement, I believe, or they got a big settlement, and she now can go to this very prestigious private girls only academy school. I think she's in the last year of her high school, and she meets these girls, and I believe there's gonna be like a secret society type of situation, but there's another girl from that group that went missing, and I think it's said that she looks very similar to her, so I'm wondering if that's why they approached her. I don't know. Again, nothing that I say here is going to be a spoiler because I'm literally just 60 pages in. So that is the premise. So we have that dark academia setting. We already have the murder mentioned at the very beginning, and so far it's so good. It's pretty easy to read. I had to like swap my brain a little bit to a more English setting and an English type of writing, because when these are very different, very, very different. So far, I don't know why the rating is so low, so I'm intrigued for that. And then the last book in my actual October TBR is Comfort Me with Apples, and well, I started reading it, but I read like 2 pages, so does that really count? Probably not. I'm working on the Patreon mail, so I've been sat here stamping the letters, and I have Halloweeny stamps, which is really fun. So I've been working on this for majority of the evening. We have a lot of letters here that need to be still labeled, and I think I can send them out either tomorrow or Tuesday, which is great, right on plan. So good stuff. Hello. I don't actually remember what was the last time I updated you, but I am 160 pages in this, but I've not read the whole week. I swear to God, I felt like it was... Can I put you here? Probably not. Wait. Somewhat. A bit risky, but it's fine. This week has gone extremely quickly for absolutely no reason, so I'm a little bit confused with the time, because I thought, I don't know, it was going very well with the reading, and then this week I feel like I've read nothing. But we did have other things going on, so I put up the release of some bookmarks and stickers, which have gone really nicely. I'm really excited to send that out and pack it. I actually enjoy it. It's quite therapeutic to pack it. Then I had this delicious delivery that I will insert a clip here. It's something cookies, I can't remember, but I think the logo is in the clip. So it's amazingly good. I have learned that because I've not eaten chocolate for probably like around a year now. I mean, I've had a couple of times during that year, but like very, very little, that my sugar tolerance, I guess, is very low now. So I get sickly very quickly. But Logan has been very much enjoying it. Yeah?
Yes.
It's good stuff. And yesterday I pulled my back somehow by doing nothing. Literally, I have no idea what triggered this. I think probably just sitting. So today I'm just stiff and extremely sleep deprived, but I'm really hoping to do a little bit more reading. I need to wash my hair as well, which has been falling out at a very scary rate. So I just ordered some like rosemary oil treatment thing that I can do like a pre-wash thing. It's not gonna come here in time, I think, but I don't even know if I can wash my hair because my back's so sore. But if anyone has good tips for how to stop your hair falling out, I don't even know why. There could be many reasons. I need to get a blood test. But anyway, would not recommend. Okay, I am so close to finishing this. I'm right here. I will say this is by far the weakest one so far out of the bunch. The best way I can kind of surmise this for you without saying too much is that it reads like a filler Pretty Little Liars episode, but a very slow one that can definitely be cut out of the season. I'm really sorry, but it's predictable. The plot is all over the place. Most of the book could have been a couple of chapters. The way that there's no emotional consequences to anything done is also just... I'm not even talking other consequences, but just emotional. It's not even like in a psychopath type of way. It just comes across as bad writing, bad plotting. It is after midnight, but I am thinking of trying to finish this because Logan is still playing D&D, so I don't know, I might be able to. I am at the point where things are finally happening and things are a little bit more interesting, but that literally has just started. And hello. Update from the car, because I didn't get a chance, but I didn't finish yesterday, but I did finish this morning, and the ending didn't really help anything. I feel like everything just didn't get any type of repercussions. Nothing affected anything. Everything was so disconjointed and just for the sake of it. I didn't understand the motivations because I felt like that surely not. But yeah, things happened that I don't know if they should have, because they were like, what's the reason and what's the consequence? And I understand that sometimes maybe there isn't a consequence and that is the point, but I didn't feel like there was. So not the best one, this one. I haven't ran it through Copilot, but I will. I am thinking it's probably gonna be like a 2.5 maybe. It wasn't a painful read and it was definitely like easy, but I'm sorry. But I kind of understand the low rating. I think I am gonna be with the majority here, and I understand the rating on Goodreads. Look at me not being an unpopular opinion. Went to a witch market here in Edinburgh. It was nice. Then we had some chips with the girls, and then I met Marina. If you are watching, hello. It was so nice to meet you. I think I'm gonna go to Ashley's now and might watch Practical Magic, which has been definitely a contributing factor in my bi-awakening, and at the same time also just vibes, and I want them. But that's the update. Another book gone, one more left to do, and I think we're gonna be okay with this vlog. So I'm actually taking off to go on a little getaway with some people you probably will recognize. Unfortunately, whilst yesterday the head was okie dokie, today is very much no bueno, so I took a trip in and I'm just praying it works, because at the moment could be better. But we have some cool autumnal Halloweeny things planned, so I will try and film some. And we have only one book left. Anyway, I'm currently dying, so I will update you later, but we are doing that. We have arrived. Hello. Hello.
The thing is,
did I just get a middle one?
Yup.
Because I went back for your fucking crumpets? Hardworking.
Yes, I'm working very hard.
It actually is sunny, which is nice.
hello. Hello.
We're hoping Ashley's just gonna tell us where we're going. And then we're gonna go there.
I'm gonna find a hill and go up it.
And then roll down.
Yes. Me and Cody will sit at the bottom.
What say you?
Vibes.
Not much.
Eyeliners.
Off to see some caves. you know it's not bad.
She got it from. Now she gets the house, gets the kids, gets the bride. Picture me thinking sleeves with your ex-wife, and she looks so pretty, driving in your van.
This is technically Cody's bed, so I don't know. Shall I just do a sneaky and try and get there? I might. Can I fit here? Into the window? I can. Not that you can really see that I'm by the window, but this is... I'm too tall for it. Okay, back to the other thing, but this is aesthetic. We have this kind of situation of Goldilocks. Like a bunch of beds. Okay, we are at this getaway with Cody, Gav, Becca, Bethan, Nathaniel, and Ashley. Am I forgetting anyone? Really in the middle of nowhere, which is, you know, a mood. It's nice. I have finished my last TBR book, which is this, Comfort Me with Apples. I actually really liked it. It came out as 4.5 stars. The only drawback for me a little bit is the writing style is just a touch too lyrical, but because it's so short, it didn't really bother me. And it's definitely nowhere near the likes of This Is How You Lose the Time War. This is just more manageable. I really love the premise. I did see it coming, but I don't think I saw it coming as quickly as normally, which is also very nice. I really cannot tell you, apart from the fact that this is all taking place in this estate with a bunch of rules, because that's how you start with, and continuously throughout the book you keep getting more rules and they keep getting a little bit more sus. And we follow this woman who lives with a man, and she feels like she's made for him and everything should be okay, but she just doesn't feel happy, and she keeps finding things in the house that makes her very suspicious of everything because it doesn't make sense. And obviously we'll realize why, but it's a good one. I liked it. I feel like not everyone will like it for a certain reason, but I really did. So I guess that is me done with my spooky TBR, and I can, if I had to rank them, this is how it would go. With that being said, The Furies was at the very, very bottom. It came out as 2 stars, 2.5. The atmosphere was probably the highest score. Everything else was not good. Even the intrigue was at a 5. Logic and enjoyment, logic was at a 2, plot was at a 3. It was really, the pacing was so incredibly off. I cared more at the beginning, and then as the further I went, the more I understood that this is not going to improve. Teachers were useless. The kids, again, did what the kids wanted to do. No one was interfering. You know, it's just... It was a very kind of usual kind of deal, and I can see why people DNF'd that one. So after that, it would be Things Have Gotten Worse Since Last We Spoke. I do think it was very unsettling. It does take a lot for me to be like truly grossed out and unsettled. It was a fun read. I think I will remember it just because of the shock value, so it will stay in my brain. The shortcoming for that for me was a writing style, because it felt, people don't speak like that. And the two voices were also very similar and characters were not. So it just, on that aspect, it could have been better, but I still quite enjoyed it. So if you want something short, could possibly gross you out, that would be the way to go. Next we have The Hollow Places, the book that took me like a year to read. This one actually is the other way around. I love the writing style. I thought that the humor parts for the main character were great, because it again felt like the way that I would react. I would make jokes even if things are falling apart, which they normally are, not in the sense that they were in the book obviously, because no one's haunting me, but it was insufferable in a sense that we can, and everyone can, see what's causing what is happening, except from the main character. And it's so blatantly obvious. If you've read it, I'm sure you know as well. There is a shift in the middle of the book that I don't really want to mention, but I didn't expect it, not in a way that it surprised me, in a way that I actually wish it didn't happen, because I think after that it was kind of slowed down and the pacing at this point felt a little bit off. So I think the first 60% of the book I really, really loved, and then the last 40 was okay, and then some of the fighting scenes were a little bit too long and unnecessary in my opinion, but it still came out as a 4 stars. Then we have The Comfort Me with Apples with 4.5. It's a perfect one for a very, very short in-between read, especially, or if you don't really want to read a lot of spooky things and don't want to spend a lot of time on spooky things. This one is not even spooky. It's more like a speculative take on something, which I can't say, so it's not very useful, but just trust me, or don't. That's also fine. And then we have the winner, I guess, of this batch of spooky reads, and that is The Last House on Needless Street. I just thought it was so well done. I had the highest intrigue of all of them, hands down. It definitely takes a little bit of trust with the author to go through this. I would also highly recommend reading the author's note after that. That does also help, but overall I thought it was really nicely done. It takes you through a journey, and you end up rooting for a character and feeling for a character, for a certain character, and it's good. So that one came out as also 4.5. That one is a winner in my books, but we still have 2 days, well, 3 days actually. 2 days. 2 days left on the third one. We're going back. We do have a spooky ghost photo shoot to look forward to. I do have a lot of editing to do, so I will be doing that as well. I did bring some other books. My current read is for another project, but this is the Stone Sky. I also brought Hex just in case, and I also have, but I don't have it here, I have a couple of other books downstairs because why not just bring a bunch? We were all guilty of this. And then on top of that, I think we're gonna go to a bookstore today, so we're probably gonna do even more damage. But you know, we're on holiday, so it's okay.
Oh, was that waving at?
Pissing rain. Hello. We had another spooky day here at the cabin of nonsense, which is lovely. We had a photo shoot, which you will clearly see here. Sorry, that clip was not good. You couldn't hear anything. But I just wanted to say goodbye basically because I'm not going to be reading anymore, and I think we're done for this. I'm just going to drive back tomorrow, and that's going to be it. So thanks so much for watching. Stay awesome, stay kind, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Say bye.
Bye, and subscribe and like.